Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Jade Empire, where we're currently talking to the ghost of the head of the Spirit Monk Order, and he has a lot of things to say. So let's ask this. If the amulet is only a focus, why did Lee take it from me?
You no longer need the amulet, but Lee has a use for it. Lee's brother, Sunhai, consumed the water dragon's power, but without the amulet, it was a long and slow process. Even after 20 years, he was not strong enough to defeat you. Had the Lotus Assassins brought him enough pieces of the amulet, he would have been far more powerful. But Sun Li has the amulet, making him far more dangerous. With it, he can draw on the Water Dragon's power much faster. Unless you stop him soon, he will become invincible.
Okay, so, standard end of the world, gotta do it immediately, gotta get it done quick sort of thing. Gotcha. Why were pieces of the amulet scattered across the Empire, though?
I did not want the amulet to fall into the hands of our enemy. When I realized the battle was lost, I shattered it into several pieces. I gave the pieces to my apprentices and told them to flee to the farthest reaches of the Empire. The core of the amulet was given to the young monk who fled with you. I knew the core alone would be enough for you to start discovering your true power. But anyone else would need to find all the pieces to use the amulet.
Why is it so powerful?
The amulet is a powerful...
Oh, we already asked that one. Okay, I want to ask you something else then.
I will do my best to answer whatever questions you might have.
I'm curious about the spirit monks in Dirge.
I would be honored to help you learn more about our order and your legacy.
You said I was born here, at Dirge.
Many of our order were brought to us as children, orphans we raised to serve our great mistress. But a few children are born here at the monastery. Both your mother and father were spirit monks. You were born right here in Dirge, and bathed in the sacred fountains, mere days before we were destroyed. Both your mother and father died in the attack, along with the rest of us who served the Water Dragon.
What were my parents like?
They were good people. Their love for each other was matched only by their devotion to the Water Dragon herself. Had they survived, you would have been raised here in Dirge. They would have instructed you from birth in the duties of a spirit monk. It is a tragedy you never knew them.
Indeed it is. What did the spirit monks do, exactly?
We served the Water Dragon as her guardians and protectors. We saw to the needs of her physical form, maintained Dirge, and honored her with worship and prayer.
Is that all?
We also served as shepherds for the dead. Most spirits came to Dirge in time, but sometimes a spirit was unable or unwilling to leave the mortal world behind. We would seek out these lost spirits. Those with unfinished business or those who had suffered traumatic deaths would need our help to reach Dirge. But now that the Water Dragon is gone, none of the spirits can find their way to Dirge, and those already here are trapped. The portal to the afterlife is sealed.
Okay, so I just made a small discovery, and that discovery is no longer relevant. However, I just want to show it quick here. Although this is gonna... I'm not sure what exactly this will do, but if I do this, and then I do this, I can have the Windows cursor pop up. Isn't that exciting? I don't know if it's showing up because it's not actually... Yeah, I don't know. It's a little weird, but I discovered that. That's why the Windows cursor popped up there briefly. Come on, Jade Empire. You can come back. Okay. Now that that's explained, tell me more about Dirge.
Dirge is a place between. It exists in both the mortal world and the spirit realm, and it leads to the underworld itself. It is a bridge between life and death. Once it was a holy place, but now it is defiled. Dirge has become a place of great evil and corruption, a corruption that has been growing for the past 20 years.
Okay. Is that all we can ask you? Yes, it is. We should move on. Although, before we move on, I want to point out here, this is what I was talking about. See? The Windows cursor. Is it not truly glorious? Okay, let's move on.
You are probably right. We must restore the Water Dragon's power before Sun Li gains full command of her powers.
Okay, so we're hitting an autosave. That's nice. Hello, we've got some experience here. The Ritual of Binding. The ability to bind a spirit is one of the great honors that the Water Dragon has bestowed upon us. Therefore, we must always remember to treat this gift with the proper respect. When you bind a spirit, you become the guardian of that spirit. It is as though the spirit is your child. Though it is your duty to return the spirit to the Water Dragon for her judgment, until you give the spirit over to her, you're fully responsible for that spirit. Since the spirit will obey your every command, you must always have the best interests of the spirit in mind while it is under your control. You must never command a spirit to do anything that might affect the Water Dragon's judgment of that spirit later on. And though it is the most common rule when binding spirits, I'll repeat it again. Under no circumstances will you ever bind the spirit of a living person. Such acts are punishable by death and judgment at the hands of the Water Dragon herself. Okay, so the Water Dragon doesn't like people binding... Hello. Okay, these ghosts are engaged in combat.
You have nothing to fear here. Though many dangerous beings dwell in Dirge, these monks and soldiers cannot harm you.
Okay. What's going on here?
The monks and soldiers who fell during the battle are trapped here in Dirge. Caught in a never-ending war, they fight, they fall, only to rise and fall again.
Well, that sounds futile.
Li cut me down on the steps of the temple. My body fell and my spirit rose. Powerless, I fled toward the outer courtyard, while the battle still raged. I wanted to see if you had escaped. Instead, I saw Li take you, and I found myself trapped out here. The Emperor had sealed the gates behind me.
So you can't go back into the temple?
My spirit cannot leave Dirge. None of the spirits here can leave. For 20 years, I have been trapped in the outer courtyard, unable to pass through the gates. My hope is that the restoration of the fountain will allow the gates to open. Perhaps inside we can find a way to restore Dirge and free my brethren from this curse.
Well, that's the idea. Dirge will be restored, Abbot Song. I swear it.
I cannot say what fate lies ahead, but after 20 years, your return gives me reason to hope once more.
Okay, so let's, real quick, take a quick peek around. So, these guys are, you know, doing stuff. They look like they're having a good time.
There's no way through the gates. The Emperor sealed them 20 years ago. Now they keep me from entering my own monastery.
So ghosts can't go through
If we
gates.
can restore the fountain, the gates may open for us.
So ghosts can't go through gates, but they can restore fountains, huh? Okay. I'm having a bit of trouble pinning down what exactly ghosts can and can't do here, but maybe that's for the best. Well, let's see what's down here. I'm willing to bet there are some more demons. What do we got? Yeah, this looks like a place where there might be demons. This is the fountain in question, or a fountain in question. Oh, okay. Well, I would really prefer that she die. Wow. Be disrupted. Oh dear. Out of curiosity, I just want to check. What does this guy do? Attack Monk Spade. Support recovers your chi focus and health. Please support. Oh my, that's really strong. Okay, we are currently CC'd. But he is regenning our everything. Okay. We need to eliminate someone. Oh. Please stop with the constant CCs. Come on. Okay. There we go. This is obnoxious. Let's see if we can LOS them over here a little bit. Okay. We need to eliminate this guy. That's what has to happen right now. But man, so much casting. Okay. If hypothetically... Nope. Oh boy. So we have to burn through our chi there. I should have just gone Horse Demon from the get-go, shouldn't I have? Because I think these guys are affected by Horse Demon form. But I really want this guy to die. Oh. You gotta get out of here, bro. Come on, let's get out. There we go. Let's see if we can kite him around this way. Get a little bit of damage down on this guy, and go over here. Okay. The monk is restoring our chi and health very nicely. I do like to see that. Please stop. I need you to just chill, bro. Oh, okay. Completely missed because of all of the slowing. We've almost got this guy down. Almost there. Gotta move, though. Okay. This is quite the battle, to be sure. Oh, please. There we go. Time to go. Now that we've eliminated that one, it's going to get a lot easier. So I think we go for her next. There we go. He was the one doing a lot of the slows and all of the CCs to us, pretty much. We can avoid the CCs from her extremely easily. Oop, okay, there we go. Get out of there. I'm gonna go ahead and probably steal some spirit from these guys. Because at this point, I feel like I can very effectively kite. So if I can do this... There we go. That will get me back the chi very quickly that I need. And the monk will be able to heal us back up, so I'm not concerned. There we go. And let's get back a little bit more chi. Oh, what a jerk. Stop it. There we go. A little bit more chi. So I think we might have found a replacement for Dawnstar if we can still use this guy after we're back up. He is very, very useful indeed. Give me that chi. There we go. Let's end this. Oh, please stop. Oh, come on. Let me give me a chance. Wow, that's a lot of health. Look at that. Horse Demon barely budges her. Get out of here. Oh, man. They do not want to let me attack. Keep getting attack interrupted. There we go. Now that's more like it. Get off. Okay, we gotta get out of this form. You can't heal while in that form, so we just had to get out. We managed to take her out, though, and this guy will die very quickly. Oh, he interrupted our power attack, but that's okay.
The guardian of this fountain is destroyed, and I weep for her. She was once one of our order, but lured by Lee's promises of wealth and power, she betrayed us.
Who was she?
This thing is the corrupted spirit of Xian Wu. During the attack, she and several other spirit monks betrayed us by tainting the holy fountains with human blood. Long before the attack, Li sent spies to bribe some of our weaker members. When they tainted the fountains, the power sustaining us against the army vanished.
What happened to Xianwu?
After the battle, the Emperor executed Xian Wu and the others, and he used the power of the water dragon to bind their spirits to the fountains.
I mean, it kinda sounds like they got what they deserved, but it's also kind of awful.
Their crime was terrible, but they did not deserve this fate. They suffered endless torment from which they could never escape. Such is the power of the binding.
What's so bad about the binding?
The binding is a sacred ritual of the spirit monks. We can draw on the power of the water dragon to bind a spirit to us. It is one of our tools for shepherding the dead. Even before Dirge was befouled, there were ghosts in the world. Some spirits would become lost in their journey here, or refuse to let go of the mortal world and go mad. If we found one of these restless ghosts, we could bind it to us and bring it to Dirge. Then we would release the spirit, so the water dragon could lead it into the afterlife.
Well, that explains why the restless ghosts have been piling up. So the Emperor did this to Xian Wu.
The binding is a great gift from the water dragon, if used properly. But the power can be abused. The Emperor bound the traitors not to himself, but to a place. The spirit can never escape such a binding. It feels an inexorable pull, but it has nowhere to go. It feels a compulsion to obey, but is never given a command. The spirit twists and corrupts, and in its agony it goes mad. Binding a spirit to a place is a terrible crime for our order. The only thing worse is binding a living creature.
Is that how Sun Qin was bound to Li's armor? Does it have that kind of power?
Binding the living condemns them to a fate worse than death. It forces the subject to obey and robs them of their free will. As a spirit monk, you must never do such a thing.
That's not what I asked.
The ability to bind spirits comes from the essence of the water dragon inside you. You may not have the power now, but one day you will be able to call upon it when needed. But this is not the time for lessons or instruction. The Guardian is dead, but you must place the seal on the fountain for it to be fully restored.
Okay, let's do that. We got the seal. So now we just gotta put it right here. Well, that was easy.
It worked. The fountains is restored, and the gates to the inner courtyard have opened.
So why didn't you do this 20 years ago, Abbot? That's my question. I'm gonna go ahead and burn all of my chi on healing up a bit here. And then we'll go on into the monastery. Well, let's just see what's in here. Hello.
The first fountain has been restored. You have done well.
Great mistress. It is heaven itself to see you again. I have been so lost without your wisdom.
I have left you without my guidance for far too long, Abbot Song. But I could not speak with you. My strength was consumed contacting the last of the Order. You are the last. There is no one else that can do what you are destined to do. I had to conserve and prepare. I did not know the exact day you would cross to this realm.
You knew I would come here. You knew I would die.
The glorious strategist laid his plans carefully. The only thing he could not account for was my intervention in the instant after the Emperor's death, before he took my power. You were doomed long before I or my abbot entered your company. Had you deviated from Sun Li's plan, he would have ended his experiment at a time I was still helpless. Li is consuming my power, drawing it through the amulet he stole when he betrayed you. You must restore the next fountain before it is too late.
Okay. I already asked the abbot this, but I'm interested in hearing her answer. Why can I still use the amulet if Master Li took it?
What you see is how you perceive abilities that are inherently yours as a spirit monk. Essence gems still serve you because the amulet was a pathway, not a source of power.
Okay, so that's the same thing.
The amulet trains you to access what is already present, something Sun Li misunderstood. However, as a focus, it still allows him to take my power much faster than his brother did. Let the wisdom of the abbot guide you if you need aid. Restore the second fountain, and I will speak to you again, if I am able.
Okay. Why is it constantly saying we're slowed anyway?
I sense my former student refuses to rest easy. The time for subtlety is past. You are too valuable to abandon a second time. Come, we must return to Dirge.
Welcome back, Death's Hand. Okay, I see that there is a fountain over there, but we can't get to it from here immediately. There's also a fountain up over here. Hey, Spirit Font. Nice. That's what I'm looking for, right there. And here's the fountain.
The second fountain is here, but the seal is missing. This could only be possible if the guardian bound to this fountain has been destroyed.
By what?
This is troubling. I feel a foul taint here. Something worse than the corruption of the Emperor. Something older. Something not of this realm. There are unnamed things barred from entering both the mortal world and the spirit realm. But with the water dragon gone, such a being may have crossed into Dirge. Such a creature would be drawn to the corruption of the fountain. It must have destroyed the Guardian and hidden the seal so the fountain could never be restored.
Okay, so we have to find this thing and recover the seal. Gotcha.
The creature would not go far. Wait. Do you feel that? Something is coming.
Well, hello there.
A message from my master. He will restore one fountain, but the guardian of the seal was his wish. The seal for the second fountain is not so easily claimed.
That's nice. Who are you, anyway?
I am the beginning of suffering. It was I who devoured the guardian bound to this fountain and claimed the seal for my master.
Good for you.
Seek me out, traverse the path of the demons, and you can reclaim the seal. If you dare.
Well, this is obviously a trap.
I agree. The demon would not reveal itself without cause. But there may be a way to yet overcome this demon. I know of a gem here in the monastery, a gem of great power. You can use it to help defeat this monster.
Would the gem still be here after all these years?
The gem has been kept here in the monastery for many generations, guarded by powerful spells that keep evil at bay. The spells persisted, even after Dirge fell. The demon seeks to lure us to its lair, but it may also be trying to lure us away from the gem. We must go through the opposite arch if you wish to claim the gem.
What about these spells protecting it?
You are the last spirit monk. The wards will not keep you from the gem. But take care. Its power will be like a beacon drawing all manner of dark spirits near.
Sounds fine.
Battling through such creatures may be just as difficult as facing the demon. In any case, the choice is yours.
Well, we go after the gem, empower ourselves, and then fight the demon, right? Why is it a choice? We're doing both. Anyway, it is time for a cut. So we will figure that out in the next episode, wherein we will go after the gem. See you all then.